Hello BoLS fans, I'm AdamHarry and I'm back again with another quick BoLS unboxing slash review. Today we're taking a look at the two new products from Games Workshop, the chapter approved mission pack for tactical deployment, master terrain to control the battlefield, and then also the new Warhammer 40k Crusade mission pack Beyond the Veil. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Alright BoLS fans, we're going to start off with the Crusade Beyond the Veil mission pack. I just got the plastic wrap off of this one and I have yet to flip through this one, so this is my first time going through this book as well. Let's move the little stretchy thing, bookmark there. So this again, real fast, this is a slightly smaller version than say a Codex. So here's an old Codex laying around, just to give you an example of the size. Again, this is the old Death Guard Codex. There's the actual Beyond the Veil, just to give you a perspective on the size of this one. Cool. Now, moving on. Again, this does have the ring binding in there, so you can actually open stuff up and it will lie flat for you. Boom. Is it lay flat? Lie flat? Whatever. Some grammar person's going to tell me. Let's look at the table of contents real fast. So here's the contents. It's a quick rundown of the Pariah Nexus, about how to play Beyond the Veil games, new agendas, battle traits, new relics of the Nexus, the theater of war of the Pariah Nexus, again, to fill you in there, more Crusade missions. And then this is actually kind of nice. It goes through the basics rules again, and then more rules of the basically from the rule book. So if for some reason you didn't pick up a core rule book, let's skip ahead to page 73 here. You've got all your core rules in here, starting with yeah. So this back half of the book is all your core rules with the awesome glossary. Yes. This is a little pet. Not peeve. One of my favorite things, I think, in the rule book. I know this is weird, but having the glossary in this book and the page numbers actually reference these rules back here as well, so that's really cool. So yeah, there's your core basic rules from the rule book. Yet again, that's a smart move from our Games Workshop, and again, it's got the nice bindings, lays flat, it's all good to go. Moving on. We're not going to go page by page. Obviously, this is not the point of this video. It's just to kind of give you an idea of what's in here. So we do have the introduction, which goes through the Pariah Nexus, all the homeworld stuff. Talks about the Warzone Pariah. If you're not familiar, this is a zone of space where, what's his face? Saraz the Illuminator has set up, somehow, a bunch of Blackstone pylons and kind of made a null warp zone, essentially, where warp travel and psychic powers are super limited in this area. It's kind of like a zone of silence. That's Blackstone Pylons. Good stuff. And Guilliman has ordered a crusade to take place for the Space Marines to charge in here and find missing people and whatnot and fight back and find out what's going on in the area. That's the Veil, Beyond the Veil. This is where this goes. It does support different game sizes. Again, combat patrols, incursion, strike force, onslaught. Your basic stuff you might recognize from the rulebook. Moving on from there, this is how to actually build stuff out. You do have new agendas that you can use. You do have new battle traits, relics of the Nexus that you can generate, again, as a part of a Crusade thing. It does have battle scars, which is really cool. Stuff like that can happen to your units if they get blown up and come back. They have different effects too for psychers, characters, vehicles, and monster units and such. They do have new requisition points for playing Crusade matches, Crusade games in the Pariah Nexus, which is another one. These are the investigation points, not requisition points, but those are also in here. So yeah, moving on, Crusade missions. There's a ton of new missions. There's, I believe, I want to say 6 per game size, so I think it works out to 24 total. We're not going to go through all of them, but you see here combat patrol. They have a lot of different new map stuff going on here. Again, I'm not going to read through each one, but you get the idea. Here's one for a strike force mission, assault on the installation. Just to give you an example of the rules that you might come across here, they do have new mission rules, new mission objectives, hold the position, power conduit. These are different ways to score objective points in the game. So again, Warhammer 40k 9th edition has shifted gears quite a bit to be even more about scoring objectives with the progressive objectives and such. And again, this book, the Pariah Nexus book here, Beyond the Veil has a ton of rules about scoring those objectives. I know a lot of these maps look similar. They're not. They're not all the same. I promise you that. They do have some funky deployments. There's one. Dominate the sector. Anyway, this is geared for Crusade. So if you are building an army and want to do a Crusade style army force, you can play through this campaign with some friends, build an army out that way. However, if you were just looking for some new missions, I believe anybody can use this mission pack. It doesn't require anything really super extra to play the mission. It's standard stuff you should have. Yeah, so check this one out. That, of course, is the Beyond the Veil mission pack for Warhammer 40k Crusade and other games. Let's check out the other book. Okay, Tactical Deployment is up next, and again, just to give you an idea on the size of this book, it is the same size as the Beyond the Veil book. As you can see, there it is stacked up against the Death Guard Codex. Again, smaller footprint. That's okay. Still has a ton of cool stuff in here, which we're going to check out right now. I have yet to open this one up, so I am just as excited as you are to find out what's in here. So first off, 3 combat controls, 6 incursions, 6 strike force, and 3 onslaught missions. Cool. A tactical terrain roster, okay, for your Tactical Deployment tournament scoring sheet. Interesting. And then some new gaming material, probably the same rules. We'll find out. Move a little bookmark, which I do find super handy, and I appreciate them including that. Again, we have that ring binder binding, so everything will be for that. And then here we go. What's in this book? Let's find out. Page 4, Tactical Deployment Games, Tactical Terrain Roster, Tactical Terrain Data Sheets, Terrain Features, Secondary Objectives, Scoring Sheet, Battle Ready, Missions, Warhammer, Basic Rules, and then we do have the Glossary and Blank Mission Scoring Sheet. So let's flip back to the rules real fast. We just showed these off in the other book, but I do want to check. Yep. Again, different page numbers, but everything is lined up with the Glossary. As you can see here, these reference the other pages. So, good to go. Page 76, Battle Round. Let's check. Page 77, page 76. Is this the Battle Round? It is the Battle Round. So there you go. Everything's lined up. And then at the very back, we also have the Mission Scoring Sheet, which if you're going to play Tactical Deployment events, or you're interested in that, you do have a scoring sheet. So that is good to know. Attacker, Defender, etc., etc. Moving on. Moving back. Moving forward. Here we go. So what is a tactical deployment game? Well, standard 40k, combat patrol, incursion, strike force, onslaught. We knew that already. Do have your points limits, command sizes, and everything like that. However, the tactical terrain version of this also includes points for terrain. So that's new. That's good. So we have minimum for terrain points per size. So combat patrol is a minimum of 50 points, maximum of 100. Incursions a minimum of 100, max of 150. Strike force is min 150, max 200, and onslaught minimum 300, max 400. Okay, so you'll be building your army with some additional resources that you spend those points on terrain features determined by the chart there. Okay, moving on from there. There's your terrain roster. Determined missions that's pretty standard stuff. You're just going to roll again. There are different secondary objectives, which I believe will be based on the terrain and the missions you roll. So here's what a tactical terrain data sheet looks like. And some terrain features, different categories, such. More terrain traits. These look familiar. They should look familiar if you have the core rulebook. Haven't changed up too much. This all actually looks like it's from the core book stuff. And then here's some more secondary objectives. Again, these don't look very new or different. There might be some slight tweaks here, but I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out. I'm not going pretty quick though. Battle ready, yada yada. Okay. Combat patrol missions. Okay, then we dive right into the missions. So like we mentioned earlier, there's 3 of these, I believe. Yep, and then there's 6 incursions, 6 strike force missions. Let me make sure. Okay, yep. 6 strike force. There's that one. And there should be 3 onslaught missions, which again, we're not going through the missions on purpose because you should get the book for that. But okay, that's a little odd. I was expecting more of this stuff. More of this stuff in here. So the tactical terrain data sheets are not included in this book. My guess is you're going to have to actually buy the tactical terrain data sheet card packs that are coming out. I believe the same weekend this stuff comes out. But that is a little disappointing to not have them in the book, but I can kind of understand why. If they want to print new ones or update them, they couldn't do with the book. They'd have to do a separate supplement. But that does change things up a little bit for me too. So, interesting. Anyway, yeah, if you were wondering where to find the points for the terrain, it's going to be on those cards. So you will want to pick up a card pack to use this effectively with the Tactical Deployment mission pack. Now, as far as the missions go, let's take a look at one of those real quick in a little bit more detail, because I am curious now, how exactly does one play one of these missions? Strike Force mission, Aggressive Strike. Okay, this is a take and hold primary objective. Control one or more objective markers, nothing crazy there. Hard Push, Progressive Objective. If you select this objective, then units in your army can perform the following action. Hard Push, one unit from your army can start to perform this action starting movement phase. If it is in range of an objective marker, that doesn't seem too different. I thought... Oh, there's terrain markers. Oh, okay, I understand now. The terrain marker... The terrain, fittingly enough, actually becomes objectives. So, that's better. It does incorporate the terrain. I was like, man, you're just going to be using objective markers. Where does the terrain come into play? Is that a common theme? Terrain marker. Yep. Okay, terrain and objective markers. Okay, that makes more sense. It would make sense that a book talking about tactical deployment and master terrain to control the battlefield uses said terrain to actually, you know, as part of the scoring. So at least that part makes sense. Cool. Well, there you have it. Well, folks, there you have the 2 new supplements coming out for Warhammer 40k. Again, Crusade Mission Pack Beyond the Veil, the Chapter Approved Mission Pack for the Tactical Deployment. Both of these are going to be out around the same time. If you're going to pick just one, personally, I'm kind of leaning towards the Beyond the Veil Mission Pack. I think it's got some really cool narrative stuff in here, and the missions seem a little bit more general, and you actually get more missions in here. The Tactical Deployment stuff is neat. I think if you have a playgroup that is dedicated to playing with the terrain rules and actually has access to the terrain cards, it actually is a really neat system. It does take a bit more legwork, like people actually have to have terrain. If you are a store, my recommendation would actually be to start Escalation League, and if everybody agrees to it, use the Tactical Deployment. That way you can start small with the terrain collection if you have 0 terrain. You probably want to get your hands on those mission cards, or the terrain cards first, to find out what exactly you can even build and use. So yeah, check all that stuff out first before you decide what to do with it. But again, I really like this book. This book I'm a little, I'm not sure about yet. I want to see the cards, and we don't have them, so we'll have to wait for those to come out. But you do need the cards to effectively use the Tactical Deployment rules, so that should go together. Anyway, that's been our little quick unboxing / overview. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS. Thank you for watching. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.